So we have yet another carjacking that has turned deadly, and a lady's arm actually came off during it. I was very shocked when I heard about that. We're going to get into it, but before we do so, do not forget to leave a comment down below. Also like, subscribe, and hit the thanks. Now let's get into the story. It says teen sentenced for murder of 73-year-old woman, quote unquote, skinned alive, dismembered during carjacking. 18-year-old John Ohonroy was given life in prison with the possibility of parole in 25 years following the second-degree murder of Linda Frickey back in March 2022. The carjacking was caught on video, with Ohonroy pepper spraying and attempting to pull Frickey from her car while punching and kicking her. She, however, was caught on her seat belt and dragged more than 700 feet as they took off in the car. Her arms severed from her body in the process. So they're so busy trying to rob this lady of her vehicle that her arm it's caught in the seat belt, and they don't care. They drive off and it severs. Wow. The defendant, after pepper spraying her, grabs her, pulls her out of the car, puts heel to her face, stomps her on the head, gets on top, punches her, gets into the driver's seat, and you will see decisions made that quickly ended Frickey's life. Prosecutor said in the courtroom during the trial, saying Frickey was screaming and pleading for him to stop. A witness who lived nearby testified she at first thought the car was dragging a mannequin before realizing it in fact was a neighbor. This woman was skinned alive, tortured, 700 feet while you're hanging outside of the car, and then your arm comes off. This woman was skinned alive, tortured, and I can't imagine the pain she went through, is what the neighbor said on the stand. During the trial, Ohonroy's attorney acknowledged his client's role in the crime. He has, quote unquote, he has accepted responsibility and is asking not to be punished, but given a chance. Well, did you give her a chance when you, let's check notes, pepper sprayed her, grabbed this woman, pulled her out of the car, put a heel to her face, stomped her in the head, got on top of her, punched her, got in the driver's seat, and then you drove off and allowed her arm to get severed because you wanted her car, but now you want to be given a chance? He said during the trial, while also pointing to Ohonroy's age, sometimes idiot children do awful things. That's not an excuse. Well, my mom didn't hug me enough, so I had to shoot up a school. No, that's not how that works. No, your mother didn't hug you enough, you shot up a school, and then now you're going to go to prison for life. Period. Oh, my mama didn't hug me enough. So, I had to rob you. No, you robbed because you wanted to, and you have no home training, and you're okay with victimizing other people, so you're going to get the consequence of your actions. That's how that works. There's no, oh, I'm an idiot kid, I murdered someone, oh, ha 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 ha, my bad, let me get off. Okay, sometimes idiot children do awful things, but it doesn't mean that we throw away that child. Yeah, tell that to Frickey, who is not alive because of you. While Ohonroy had 3 accomplices, 17-year-old Brenia Baker, 16-year-old Lenray Thiefile, and 16-year-old Markel Curtis. They pleaded guilty to attempted manslaughter charges and were given 20-year prison sentences. Great, they should get life and never come back out. Ohonroy's attorney and loved ones tried to point to his rough upbringing. I don't care what happened to you, which included alleged instances of abuse and poverty. Many people on the NFL NIFL teams have lived in poverty. You hear so many stories of, I had a broken home, maybe some abuse, whatever the case may be. Doesn't matter. And you don't see these people going out ripping people's arms off and stealing cars. Now, of course, you have some that do it. But for you to say out of all the people who have grown up in poverty, poor, you cannot tell me that they all are robbing people's cars and ripping arms off and punching people and doing all that other stuff. So that's not an excuse. Yeah, was your life hard? I'm sure it was. But that's not an excuse to victimize people just because you can. No, I don't care how rough your upbringing was. You don't get to do that. Oh, someone bullied me, so I had to become a school shooter. No, you didn't have to do it. You chose to do it. That's not our problem that someone bullied you. Is it upsetting? Yes, of course. But that's not our problem. Your mother was on crack. That's not my problem. That's not society's problem. That's something that you're going to have to work out on your own. But let's continue. Which include alleged instances of abuse and poverty and the belief he could be rehabilitated if given leniency. After the sentencing, the victim's sister, Linda Frickey, said, "We got justice. He got what he deserves. He did not care what happened before March 21st, 2022. The
decision has been made. Life in prison with a possibility of parole after 25 years. The Frickey family was seen leaving the courtroom, silently hugging and silently celebrating once the sentence was announced. This sentence goes back to November when he was found guilty by a unanimous jury of second-degree murder in the fatal dismemberment case of Linda Frickey. Out of the 4 teens involved in this incident, Dore was the only one to face trial, with the other 3 accepting plea deals for the attempted manslaughter back in November. Following Dore's sentencing, several of Frickey's family members spoke to us to share their thoughts on the trial.
We really appreciate the public, everyone who supported us all along the way. We got justice. And you know what? If we got the girls 20 years, they'll be going before we're 87 and 80 something. So we felt like we did justice for Linda, and with him, he's got life.
Let me know what you all think about this story down below.